What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Power Book 2 Ghost, Season 1, Episode 6, you guys. They say this is a big, rich town. Yeah, I just come from the poorest parts. Yes, it's back, you guys. I guess we got 5 more episodes before it'll be a wrap on that. So we back to it, you guys, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so remember where it left off. Overly Dedicated and Davis are working together now. Of course, Overly Dedicated would like to keep all that a secret and not so obvious. Davis, he's sloppy, you guys. He won't be lasting past this season. Something's going to happen to Davis, mark my words, and it ain't going to be good. You know, he's all kind of like not trying to be covert or anything. And you guys know the plan is to take Tariq down. Get Tasha off. That's all Davis is concerned about. That is his client. It's time to select the jury. So we go to court and the judge admonishes them beforehand. You guys try to please be civil. I know you don't like each other. You don't get along, you know, and they says, we'll try, you know. Wink, wink. Because, of course, like I said, these two are working together. So we go through the jury selection. Overly Dedicated is actually choosing people on the jury who probably wouldn't be the best for his case. Even the judge notices it. But Overly Dedicated says he likes this witness. You know, he likes that witness. Yeah, he's picking all of the wrong people, but Davis seems to be okay with all of them. After it's all said and done, they get through with the jury selection and court is about to begin within the next couple of days. Now, afterwards, both Paula and DNC are talking to Davis and Overly Dedicated respectively, and they're telling them that, yeah, this jury ain't really the best, but Overly Dedicated and Davis seem to be happy with what they've chosen. I'm thinking to myself, you guys are so stupid. If everybody is noticing that you're making these strange choices, don't you think that eventually Tasha and Tariq will figure it out as well? Like I said, Davis won't last long. Overly Dedicated, you know, that motherfucker is like mold. Even though we think he gonna die, he always comes on back. So I feel like Overly Dedicated will still be around. Now, later on, we see 2-Bit. Okay, 2-Bit look good. I was like, how the fuck you go to jail and look better when you went, you know, after you been in? See, that's what happens when you date the creator of the show. All right, 2-Bit. Overly Dedicated is trying to get 2-Bit to testify for him. As a matter of fact, both Overly Dedicated and Davis are trying to get him to testify. Well, you know 2-Bit don't trust Overly Dedicated, so that one is already out the window. Okay, but Davis takes the urban approach. You know, you can trust me, nigga. You know, listen to me, nigga. Everything is, you know, you want me to help you, nigga. You know, let me help you, nigga. All right. He brings in Extremely Annoying, you know, talking whatever how she talks with her New York accent. They basically tell him, listen, let us just tell you exactly what you need to say and do. You know, and how to answer the questions, and we'll make sure that we get you out of here within a week, nigga. You'll be back on the streets, nigga. Even though 2-Bit says he don't trust Extremely Annoying, again, here comes Davis with the, well, then trust me then, nigga. I got you. Okay. Now, Overly Dedicated is talking to DNC. And he needs DNC to work out a deal for 2-Bit. He ain't gonna get nothing out of 2-Bit any other kind of way. And DNC was like, well, what makes you think you can get him to talk? I mean, if Extremely Annoying, you know, if she couldn't do it and, you know, everybody else hasn't been able to do it, why do you think you can? Oh, Overly Dedicated just he just believes that he can. He has a feeling. DNC, because like I said, he wants this case to go away. That's fine. He's gonna call in a favor. We about to cut old 2-Bit a deal. After that, Overly Dedicated tells Niecy to leave Mel Gibson alone. You know, as a matter of fact, don't even go up to Stansfield no more. Don't even fool with the campus. He gonna take it from here. She says, oh, that's impossible because she's in love with Mel. You guys know Mel is Braden, right? I had to remind you guys of these names because y'all won't know who the hell. He's called Mel because he said that he was like Mel Gibson and Tariq was like Danny Glover. Y'all caught up to speed? Okay. Anyway, she's in love with Mel. And Overly Dedicated was like, you're not in love with him. You don't even know what love is. And she was like, of course she knows what love is. And she's going to prove to Overly Dedicated that Mel is a good person. He's not like Tariq or whatever else you think he might be mixed up in. She was like, I tell you, he's not involved. He's created a monster with that damn niece. And we see Tasha talking to Davis and Paula, and they're trying to find out if she knows 2-Bit in any kind of way. And she says no, she doesn't know 2-Bit. She never met him. She had no dealings with 2-Bit. Okay, but then she's like, but you know what? Tariq might know him because Tariq was out there in them streets like that. And she was like, well, what if they bring up Tariq? And Paula says, well, there's no reason why you would bring up Tariq, so don't worry about that. She's like, are you sure? And I was like, where the fuck is Tasha's sixth sense? Oh my God, Tasha used to be so fucking smart. Okay? This is definitely a red flag, but, Davis assures her. Nope, it's all good. And, she's just like, okay, if you say so. Now, Tasha calls Tariq and she tells him that she's going to take a deal, that Davis thinks that she can get her off, and she feels like maybe they need to trust Davis. And Tariq says, well, then, you know what, let's trust them then. She's like, you think we should? And he was like, yeah, we should. Okay, again, listening to the 17-year-old. Tasha, girl, maybe jail is just threw her off her square. Okay, but anyway, Tariq is in class, so he gotta go. All right, he's in what the lady name is, and they're discussing the very fine, delicate line between good and bad, between right and wrong, between good and evil. Okay, and she's asking the class, fundamentally, are you good? Are you bad? Tariq, what about you? What about your family? You know what? I'm gonna open it up to the whole class. Are you good or bad? And the teacher is just as intrigued as can be. Yeah, I'll tell you, that teacher, she don't need to be teaching. Some tell me she just don't need to be teaching. After class, Tariq is talking to the good girl. What's her name? Was it Lauren? I think it's Lauren. And they go back to her dorm room, and she was like, you never answered the teacher, are you good or bad? And he kind of, Tariq with the moves, he done got smooth in his old age, y'all. And he was like, well, what difference does it make if I'm good or bad? If I'm bad, does it change anything? Okay, we all like a little bit of bad boy in them. Okay, how good are you? I was like, Lauren, you about to show him? Y'all in this dorm room, right when they about to kiss. Then there's a knock at the door. And who would it be but her damn regulating ass boyfriend? I was like, what is wrong with him, old cock blocker? Lauren, what is this? He's got a phone and she's drunk, or she looks like she's drunk. She's at a party where they're drinking on social media. And you can't be seen like this. It's going to disrupt her image. And you know what? Maybe it's time that we start discussing you transferring. And I'm looking at him like, nigga, is you her daddy? Obviously he thinks that he is. She's not doing what he tells her to do. Then he notices Tariq. He says, Jamal, right? Y'all sure are spending a whole lot of time together. And Tariq was like, first of all, it's Tariq. And no, fooly, I was just stopping by here to give her something that she left in class. Okay, he's like, Lauren, you got your hands full, girl. I'm gonna leave on that note. Now, back at his dorm room, Mel Gibson is there, and his brother comes over, Trace. Oh, Trace, motherfucker, you stole my pills. And of course the brother, he don't pay him no attention. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. He's telling him he got to give him his pills back, but the brother is not trying to hear it. He's, of course, teasing Mel like he does, and then they get to fighting. And while they're in the middle of a familial brawl on the floor, in walks Kane. Where's Tariq? Trace looks at him. He says, we're having a family fight here. So, can you take your ghetto bullshit? And why he say that? Now, you don't talk to Kane like that, right? Kane pulls the gun out and puts it right up in his chin. Of course, Trace, he don't want nothing like this happening. And, Mel was like, wait a minute. Tariq is in class. He's always in class. He got this heavy ass load, 20 units or something. Like he's not here. He says, you Kane, right? He was like, yeah, I know you. We partners. I work with you. And Kane was like, nigga, what the fuck did you say? He was like, yeah, you came here for your money, and I know I'm gonna give you your money. I don't have it right now. I gotta go get it. And then Kane was like, nigga, you know all about my damn business. You know my name and everything. You mean to tell me you ain't got my fucking money? Oh yeah, it's a problem. Okay, everybody is coming with me, and leave them fucking phones here. I'm like, you gonna take Trace too? But now, because Mel was all thinking that he was all conspiratorial with Kane, I work with you. I know what you're here for. It's kind of like he had to take Trace, right? So fine. They all leave the dorm. Okay. Now, Tariq, after leaving Lauren's dorm, he goes back to his dorm. When he walks up to the door, he sees that it's ajar. When he walks in, there go that nosy ass Niecy. She all over on Tariq's side of the room looking through his shit. You know, he's looking at her like, excuse me, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to find something to write on. Okay. She looking for Mel. Where is Mel? Tariq don't know. He just walked in the damn door. Okay, why you all up in my shit? Oh, I wasn't trying to go through your stuff. You know, I'm sorry. He was like, you want to reach him? Why don't you just call him on his phone? Oh, yeah, that's right. Call him. Okay. So she calls him on her phone, and then his phone rings. It's in the room. Now that's a problem. Okay. It probably wouldn't be that big of a deal, but when you Tariq and you running this drug organization, you know, that is a problem. So, you know, when Tariq sees the phone ring and she was just like, oh, what's this? Like, are you some wingman or something? Like, why is his phone here? And he was like, look, I'm going to need you to go. And she was like, I'm not going anywhere until he comes back. So they worried about old Mel. Where could he be? Well, he's with Kane. Kane then took him to the corner in Queens. Okay. And he about to put them to work. Now, y'all ain't got my money. Here's some of my drugs. Get to selling. Trace was like, oh, no, we can't do this. Like, you know, we are Westons. You know, we rich. We, you know, privileged. We high and mighty. Like, we can't do this. Look, I know you mad and everything. I got a Rolex at the room. So, take me back to my dorm and you can have it. Okay. Kane pulls the gun out on him again. Like, nigga, I don't want your fucking Rolex. I said, get your ass out and sell these drugs, you know. And Mel tells him, go on, Trace, going out. And Trace is looking at him like, are you fucking crazy? And I'm thinking to myself, like, are you fucking crazy? I mean, it's not really realistic to put somebody as green as Trace on the corner in Queens and expect him to know what to do with these drugs. Like, you doing too much on that one. At least let them be together. But nope, Trace gotta go. So Trace gets out the car. Kane tells Mel that he gonna take him to a different corner. He gonna move this shit. He gonna get him his money. Okay, you know, ain't nothing but a thing. So Mel get out the car, walk up to a group of black guys, you know, gains their trust with a very well-rolled blunt, because it's always easy to get them on your side, I guess, like that, you know. He schmoozes it up with the boys, you know, they get high, pass it around a little bit. And then after everybody is a little loosey-goosey and feeling a little bit better about things, you know, he shows them the drugs and say he need to move this shit. You know, they was like, how you get all that? He was like, it's a long-ass story, but I just need to move it. If you can help me, it's going to be something in it for you, too. Okay, they going to make some calls. All right. And next thing you know, he's doing the damn thing. He's selling his drugs. You know, he is in his element. Okay, this is what he was born to do. In the meantime, his brother Trace is a few blocks over, and child, it ain't going well for Trace, okay? He keep on saying it's just a movie. It's like Die Hard 3. It's like Die Hard 3. Except it's not. And of course, still back at the dorm, Tariq and Niecy over there, and she trying to ask him about, you know, Mel and where he could be and all of this. You know, just, do you know what he could be involved in? She's a pain in the puss, you guys. But you know what? Mel is good. He didn't move all his weight. You know, Kane come back around after an hour or two, I guess, and he'd be like, well, I'll be damn, old white boy got some hort. He got some hort, y'all. He get in the car. And, you know, he gives Kane his money, and he was like, look, my brother, I'm sure he don't know what the fuck he doing. We need to go back and get him. Okay, Kane says, okay. So we go over there, and we see his brother, who had just walked up to some man of Latino descent and ask him, can he use his phone? Well, you know, of course, they looking at him like he is a gold mine, and they about to beat his ass and take his shit and all of this. And Kane and Mel are watching from afar, and, you know, Mel was like, I got to get out there. I got to help my brother, you know, like, don't nobody fuck up my brother but me, okay? These are all the things that we starting to love about old Mel. Remember, I told you guys that Mel was going to be the ride or die, that Mel was going to prove it to everybody that he is the new Tommy. These are the steps that we are taking to get to that point. Kane let him get out there to help his brother. And Kane actually looks like he's a little bit impressed. Now, you guys, let's jump over to Aunty. Aunty is going to, I think she said to the bar. Is that what she said? She's going to the bar. She got to take care of some business. She about to take that damn Drew and Diane because they always in some shit. She got to keep her eye on them. Kane was like, well, let me handle it. She was like, no, you know, don't worry about it. We gonna go. We'll be back. That's why Kane was able to get up to the school and get into the trouble that he got his ass up into. She was like, these damn kids all up in people's beds and doing all of this. And when she walks off, Kane was like, wait a minute, did you fuck Tariq? Talking to Diane. She was like, no. And he was just like, and Drew, did you know anything about this? Drew doesn't say anything. We know that we're not talking about Tariq and Diane. We talking about Drew and old basketball. But he doesn't even think nothing of that. You knew that, you can't be fucking Tariq. And she's like, I'm not fucking him. And I only got one damn daddy. He down there in the jail. You don't tell me what to do. She don't appreciate that Drew wouldn't even clear her name for Kane. But, of course, Drew don't look like him and Kane need to have that conversation, at least not right now. Anyway, they get down to the business. I guess it's a bar. I couldn't remember. I guess it's a bar. But anyway, they back in the stock room. And, the mama's just like, look, y'all niggas you don't listen. Okay? You're spoiled. You got people around here doing everything for you. You need to get down into the trenches and do this work. So I need you to split this money up and break these bricks down and this, that, and the other. They was like, why we got to do it? Because I said so. I'm the damn daddy. Y'all know that old mean-ass auntie mama. I do know that she's the mother. I call her Aunty because Mary J. Blige doesn't like to be called Auntie. It's a play on words, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know because I know somebody gonna be like, she's not their auntie, she's their mom. I know. Anyway, she had snatched Drew's phone from him because he was talking too much, but she puts the shit down away from him. Y'all do this damn work and don't worry about this phone. You know how we mothers do. So she leaves out the room and Drew notices that his phone lights up. So when she leaves out, he goes and looks at it and it's a text message from old basketball. He said, we need to talk. Diane was like, yeah, I know you're not thinking about going over there to talk to him. She's still salty about the fact that he didn't tell Kane that it was him that the mama was talking about and not her. And besides, Diane, she's thinking about Lauren and she was like, he don't even like me like that. But anyway, like I said, Drew, he's tempted. And basketball is calling him, okay, texting and all of that. And finally, Drew texts him back and says, I'm on my way. Child, ain't nothing like a little D that'll pull you out of your... I said, Drew, that's your ass. Now, Auntie don't play these games. But he leaves. And he shows up at basketball house, okay? Basketball was just like, we still need to talk about all this. It's just a whole lot for me to try to digest. And, you Zeke cousin. And Zeke can find out about us. And you know what's going to happen to me if Zeke finds out. And Drew was like, you ain't got to worry about Zeke. Zeke ain't even worried about what you doing. So basketball, understandably, he's in the closet, right? So he nervous about this whole thing. But the next thing you know, the passion, it grows too big for the two of them. And next thing we know, they kissing and, they gonna go on and seal the deal and have a little sexy poo. All right. So afterwards, we don't have to see them have sex this time, but we see them afterwards. They're tired. They're laying on the couch. There's a knock at the door, and also at the same time, basketball's phone goes off, and he sees it's his tutor at the door. So he goes to open the door, and the tutor hands him a study guide, and then he throws it over to Drew, and he's like, yeah, it's a study guide and a study aid. And when Drew opens it up, he sees a little packet of drugs that's stapled to the top of the paperwork, and he looks on the back, and it's the little insignia that he's used to. Okay, so he's like, oh, this must be how Tariq is moving the weight. Now back at the stock room, Auntie pissed as fuck at Diane for letting Drew leave. Diane was like, do you see that I'm still here? Why are you mad at me? I did what I was supposed to do. Drew is the one that left. She was like, do you want me to go find him? And Mama was like, yeah, go find a nigga because somebody got to do some work around here. I can't be up there, my old ass, at the damn campus. Yeah, you go up there. You got 2 damn hours. Both of y'all asses better be back here in 2 hours. And Diane looked like she got her nigga get out of jail free card. She got that look on her face like, fist to go over here and check on my man. But first things first, she's got to do what she's come to the campus to do. So she goes to basketball's place. And, basketball was like, oh, I see you guys have some things that you need to handle. I'm going to go take a shower. So when he leaves out, Drew had sent her a picture of the study aid, study guide, the packet stapled up to the top and all of that. So she was like, I saw the picture that you sent me. So is that how Tariq is moving the weight? Yes. Yeah, that's how he's moving it. And she was like, well, does basketball know that we're involved? And he was like, no, basketball don't know. He not gonna know. There's no reason for him to know. Well, wait till mom hears about this. And he was like, no, don't tell mom. What she got to know for? You know, the shit is going well the way it is. We don't need to tell her. But she was just like, oh, no, we going to tell mom. Okay, get your ass back. Because mama said you got to be back within 2 hours. And he was like, well, where you going? She was like, I got a stop to make. They gonna go check on my man. Drew was like, okay, but don't tell mom. Diane hightails it over to Tariq's dorm. And you guys know what's happening at Tariq's dorm. He got that nosy ass Niecy there, and they sitting playing checkers. Not checkers, chess. She knocks at the door. He rushes out there, you know, won't let her come in. She's like, you got somebody here? Is it that girl Lauren? And he's like, nobody's here. You know, I was like, why wouldn't you just say, yeah, this is my roommate's girlfriend here, you know, getting on my fucking nerves. Like, yeah, we welcome you to come in. But I guess he didn't want her, the girl, the niece, the nosy niece, to actually see the family of Zeke. You know, don't want none of her to see none of that. So now that I think about it, I guess maybe it was a good idea that he kept her out. But she knew somebody was in there, but whatever. So she comes over there and she's asking him about the operation, you know, and he tells her it's an app and, you know, they do this and they get the drugs and that's that. You know, he no muss, no fuss. Nobody knows who he is, you know, and they handle it that way. She want to tell Auntie Mama. He says, no, don't tell her. She won't even understand this anyway. The shit is over their head. Now, right before Diane had came up there, Niecy was telling Tariq about how she basically was about to tell him that she drugged him at the party, but she didn't have a chance because Diane knocked on the door before she came, but she was just running her mouth talking too fucking much. Okay. I understand why Tariq trusts her enough to be in that room, especially after you caught her being in your shit. So while he out there talking to Diane, here go the damn nosy Niecy. She up in there taking pictures of Tariq's phone. It goes off, you know, a text message. And all we see is we need to talk. It's an unknown number. And she takes a picture of it. The number is actually there, but it's unknown to us. So she takes a picture of it and then she drops the phone. So they hear it outside, you know, and then that's when Diane get all in her feelings. I thought you were different. You know, I was like, girl, he got to go. Sitting up here talking to your ass and the bitch is running through all this shit in the room. He all just sort of like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, you know. Like, get your ass back in there before that bitch be all in your shit. Okay, so he go back in the room and she just sitting there just as innocent as can be. Okay, checkmate. I bet checkmate. That nosy Niecy. I said, Tariq, you making some dumbass moves today, sir. You definitely need to keep your third eye on her. Now, back over to Kane. Him and the white boys on their way back to the campus. Okay, they didn't do what they had to do. Well, you know, Trace didn't quite do what he had to do. Trace's ass is beat up, just looking like a whole bunch of bad decisions in that back seat. And you hear whoop. Okay, and you see the blue and white light behind them. You know, Kane is like, fuck. Okay, y'all don't say nothing when he come up here. So then here, all of a sudden, here come little Latino lover up to the window. You know, Kane looking like this nigga here. He's all official. You know, what are you gentlemen doing? You guys step out of the car, please, and go back there. So they get out the car. And now it's just Kane and little Latino lover. And they're talking, you know, little Latino lover was like, what you doing? You know, your slip is hanging. You know, you got white boys out there slanging. There's people calling about it. Like, you getting messy. You getting sloppy, you know. Of course, Kane don't want to hear, nigga, you work for me. Don't be coming in here telling me what to do. And a little Latino lover was like, I beg to differ. Honey, we all work for your daddy, including your mama. Uh-oh. Child, you can't be talking about this boy mama now. Okay, especially when Kane know that you and his mama is having a fucking affair. Okay, whatever you want to call it. But he puts Kane in his place. That's why Kane can't stand his ass. Evidently, little Latino lover tells them to get in his car. He gonna take them on back. Okay, so Kane gets to go off on his way, and so they're in the car with little Latino lover, and you know, they were like, well, so what was that about? Like, who is he? And you know, he was like, he's just a little troublemaker in the area, and you know, we kind of know about him. You know, how about you know, in order to keep all this quiet and not create no big stink about y'all name and everything, we don't want to do all that. You know, how about we just say that none of this even happened? Trace is like, what? Absolutely not. No. Okay, we not letting him get away with this. And, Mel was like, oh, Trace, if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. Like, just drop it. Mel tells the officer that we good. We not gonna say nothing. I was like, Trace is a loose string for real. What makes you think that this man won't get it? First of all, he's a fucking drug head. He drinks a lot. That's all some people need, and they're going to be running like a fucking faucet. So I was just like, it's just tied up like that, Courtney. Is that how we doing it today, Courtney? I know that that damn brother better come back to bite somebody in the ass in the future, because this ain't natural. This ain't realistic is the word that I'm trying to say. We jump back over to Aunty. Aunty pissed as fuck when Diane gets home. Okay, I told you to be back in 2 hours. She was like, no, you said Drew needed to be back. He back now, so what you mad about? Well, where the hell you been all this time? Was you up there with that damn Tariq? And she said, yeah, I found out, how he do the operation. So she explains the whole operation to the mama. And the mama was just like, oh, that nigga is smart. Okay, and nobody know who he is. Damn, he's smart. She's like, well, why you telling me all this? Diane is just looking at her like, and she was just like, did you fuck him? Is that why you trying to kind of mess up his little operation because you trying to save him? And she was like, no, I didn't fuck him. I didn't have sex with him. All of this. But Aunty has to, she was like, that's a good ass idea. But she does tell Diane, listen, from now on it's just business, girl. Okay, but the heart wants what it wants, Auntie, mama. You should know that. Mel makes it back to the dorm. Niecy is all relieved. Come on, you're coming to my house for dinner tonight. Tomorrow you're going to meet my aunt, and also you two, Tariq, you guys coming over for dinner. When she leaves the room, Tariq was like, what happened? And he was like, man, that fucking Kane was here and he's fucking crazy. He took us down to Queens and put us on the corner, and he was like some corner boys. And he was like, yeah, he made us sell. He was like, but Tariq, man, I was in my element. Like, I love that shit. Like, who would have ever thought that I'd get out there? I was able to make all that money. Like, I was fucking rich. I had to give it to Kane and everything, but it was my money. Okay, it wasn't my mom and dad's money. Like, it was mine. Like, he feels empowered. He feels real strong, scrint. Tariq was like, yeah, you're not doing that shit no more. But child, you done already lit the flame in old Mel Gibson, honey. He is feeling it. You don't think your brother gonna talk? Nope, he don't have any choice. I was like, okay. All right. But let me go, because, she going to be back here worrying about me in a minute, So he leaves out with nosy Niecy, and then Tariq gets a call from Aunty. Okay, so you want to tell me about this app that you got? No? Do you want to tell me why you sent Kane up here? Somebody could have got killed. Like, anything could have happened. She was like, I didn't send Kane up there. He was on his own. Tariq was like, well, I don't know if I believe that. And she was like, I ain't got to lie, nigga. Excuse me, no. This my shit. I'm the daddy. I don't have to lie about nothing. So he was like, okay, well, do you need me to explain the app and the operation? She was like, no, I don't need you to explain it. It makes perfect sense to me. He was like, oh, okay, so we good? She was like, yeah, we good. Okay, are we good? And he was like, as long as Kane don't come back up here. When she gets off the phone, okay, little Latino lover is sitting there at the table with her. And he's like, look, I'm telling you, Kane is out of control. Okay, he doing all kind of shit. He got these white boys up in Queens rich. It could be a big ass problem. He had your name out there in them streets. It'd be on the news. All this could happen. You need to do something about it. Okay, again, we don't tell Auntie what to do. I'm the daddy. She was just like, nigga, don't be up in here telling me what to do. I'm running this shit and I know how to handle it. And Kane is my child and yada, yada, yada. I'm Lorenzo's wife. Lorenzo's the only one that tells me what to do. And he was like, okay, fine. All right, if you don't call me no more when you need some help. Later on, Kane come on home. And as soon as he comes in the door, Auntie is going off on him like, how dare you go up to that damn school? Do you know that could have been a big ass mistake and all of this? And of course, Kane is pissed because Kane don't like the fact that Tariq is involved in their business in the first fucking place. Okay. Do you know that they knew my name and they knew all about the business and all of that? Like, I had to teach them a fucking lesson. She was just like, you still don't just go out and do what the fuck you want to do. Like I said, I'm the daddy. He was like, you not running nothing. Okay, this is my daddy's business. And when my daddy get out of jail, he gonna come right back to this and he gonna be running everything. She was like, nigga, did you forget that your daddy is in jail for 25 fucking years? He only been there for 10 years. He still got 15 fucking years left. So If it's okay with you, I'm running this shit. Here come Diane, and Drew down the stairs. So Diane tries to talk to Kane, like, Kane, she kind of grabs him, was like, kind of like, stop yelling at mama. And he turns around to talk to her. And then that's when Aunty come up on Kane on the other side. And he was like, get the fuck off of me. One of these here, and of course it hits Aunty in the head and she falls back on the ground. And I was like, oh. Did you just hit your mama? She on the ground and he was like, mama. He puts his hand out like, let me help you up. And she just slaps it away. And I was like, whoa, now you don't do no shit like that to your mama. Child, so he leaves. And he goes down to the jail. Talking to Lorenzo, like, Daddy, you got to do something about it. She out there, she just making all kind of crazy decisions. She's doing all of this. She gonna run the business into the ground. She don't listen to me. She want to do all this. And Lorenzo tells him, no, I need you to just, do what she says. She is the boss. She is me when I'm in here and she's out there. She does what I tell her to do. And you supposed to listen to her. Okay. You need to learn from her, so when the day comes and it's time for you to be running shit, you'll be able to do it. And Kane was like, okay, Poppy, so he hugs him. And when he's leaving out, Lorenzo looks at the guard and kind of give him the, like, And I was like, oh, Lorenzo, what you about to do? Okay. You about to do something to Kane? That's your son, even though we know that's not your son because he's real, real dark and you are real, real, real fair. And Aunty is real, she's my color. And I don't know how you would get a Kane, out of that little mix up. So I would say 95%. That is not Lorenzo's son. So maybe he don't feel so bad about this ass whooping that's about to come towards Kane. At first I thought they was gonna kill him. When they turned off the lights, the camera in the little elevator or wherever he was, they beat his ass. I said, oh Lord, y'all not gonna kill Kane. You're not gonna kill Kane. They don't kill him, but they give him a good 1-2 working over. And then when they walk out, Lorenzo walk back in there and he go down to him and he says, don't you ever put your hands on my wife again. And I mean, he had it coming. You had that one coming, Kane. I'm glad they didn't kill you, but you did need your ass whooped on that one. So Overly Dedicated has 2-Bit there. And child, they done worked out this deal for 2-Bit, right? 2-Bit up there and ain't helping them out in no kind of way. He don't have no information about Tommy. He says that extremely annoying, was the one who set him up and all of this. DNC is looking real stressed out there watching the whole thing. Overly Dedicated was like, did you forget about the deal that we made? You were supposed to be up here to tell us what you know. He said, no. The deal was just that I showed up, which is what I did. Okay. So I've held up my end of the bargain. I said that damn 2-Bit then got smart too. See, that's what happens when you date the creator of the show. So 2-Bit ain't helped Overly Dedicated at all, even though 2-Bit does mention Tariq because he says he don't know Tommy, he don't know Tasha, but he did meet Tariq one time helping him out. And as soon as he does that, Tasha looks up like, oh my God, not Tariq. Okay. Tariq is now in the building. Not physically, but you know what I mean. So now it's crossed. Davis gets up there. And again, he clears Tasha. No, 2-Bit don't know Tasha. Never did. He said, but you said that you knew Tariq, huh? And Tasha looking at him like, nigga, why are you saying Tariq? And he says, yeah. And he says, how? He says, well, he kind of fell in with some bad people, with the wrong people. And then Tasha's really looking like, nigga, what? I said, Tasha, I'm going to need that 6th sense to kick in at some point. So yeah, Davis is going to die, y'all. He going to die. It's going to be a bad death too. After court, Tasha calls Tariq and she was like, look, Davis they brought up your name in court. Like, I don't really know what to do, and he was like, Mom, don't worry about it. You said to trust Davis, so let's trust Davis, and she was just like, are you sure? Again, he's 18. Yes, Mom, I'm sure everything's going to be fine because Tariq has so much worldly knowledge. At the same time, DNC is over there teasing Overly Dedicated. You got your ass handed to you in court. Overly Dedicated was like, what can he do? Sometimes people lie. DNC was like, yeah, but now I'm the one that looks like an idiot and he's going to walk and we don't even have any information from him. Overly Dedicated was like, don't worry about it. I'm going to fix it. Okay. And then DNC was like, well, that makes me feel better. So when he leaves out, child, the camera cuts to Too Big getting out of jail, looking good, I might add. Okay. That's what happens when you are dating what? The creator of the show. I ain't mad, Courtney. That Too Big look better and better each season. You better take care of your man. All right, you guys, I feel like I've been yelling because all this is real and sore and headache a little bit and everything. I think I'm excited about the show being back. I mean, it's good. You know, it's got some unrealistic parts, but it still is way better than the last season for sure. Anyway, you guys, let me get off of here. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.